a native on the mound for us in Tyler Glasnow, and a former Dodger on the mound for the Toronto Blue Jays and Max Scherzer.
We've had a lot of really fun and exciting and informative conversations here this morning with some baseball legends. We got a whole lot more still to come. We're going to be speaking to former KTLA intern and Dodgers play-by-play announcer Steven Nelson. He'll be here, as well as former Dodger Adrian Gonzalez, and what's sort of an iconic photographer who does an amazing job. He's worth following on Instagram. His name is John Suhu. He is the Dodgers photographer and a really great guy. But we're going to get to all of that. But first, Chris Key.
Hold on a second. Let me just say about John Suhu. If you want to see one of the greatest photos that John Suhu ever took, go to my Facebook page and you Frank Buckley throwing from the mound.
You know what?
It is
John
the background. It is the background picture of my Facebook page, and it was taken by John Suhu.
He's been the Dodger photographer for many years, and he has told me that photo ranks #1 with all of what he's been able to capture over the years.
Amazing, isn't it?
It is crazy.
I know.
I thought he might say that.
I was like, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yes."
We got to throw out the first pitch, Eric.
We should. Actually, I would never want to do it, Frank. Hats off to you. Throw out the first pitch and you blow it. It's on YouTube forever.
That's right.
A strike. Yeah. Just for the record.
Okay, let's go to the weather forecast. It's still overcast here at Chavez Ravine, still a little cloudy and a little on the cool side, but that's all going to change in the next couple of hours. Really starting to clear out at the Surf and Sand camera in Laguna Beach. That's looking pretty good. Still some haze, but it's just these hours, these next 2 hours, between 10, actually the hours of golden hours are between 10, 11, and 1. That's when you really start to clear out. 71 for the beaches today. Downtown Los Angeles, 76. San Fernando Valley, sunny, up to 84 degrees at the moment, 61. 78, Orange County Inland, Inland Empire, 83. In the high desert, currently 65, going for a high of 78 degrees. Frank, Jessica, back to you.
On a 2-2, Muncy swings and pushes a high fly ball, left field carrying back. Does it have enough? This ball is gone! Max Muncy sends one into the Blue Jay bullpen. The second blast of the 7th inning.
That is the outstanding call and voice of a fantastic Dodgers play-by-play man. We're talking about Steven Nelson.
Yeah, joining us this morning, a Dodger broadcaster, and we have to add former KTLA intern. Steven, I'm so sorry. We have
you
to say
should
that
be proud of it, Steven. It's okay. It's all
Hi,
right.
Steven. Good morning.
What are you saying sorry for? I'm incredibly proud of that. Are you kidding me? First of all, how are you guys? I like that.
So are we.
I like that. I like that we're making this an annual tradition. World Series KTLA broadcast.
Yes.
You guys are at my place of work, and I'm just at home.
Right? I mean, isn't that pretty cool? And by the way, Steven, this would now be your second World Series as a Dodgers play-by-play announcer. How cool is that? Tell us how you're feeling.
Yeah, our MVP of the radio broadcast, Dwayne McDonald, producer and engineer, and he was saying the other day in Toronto, he was like, Nelly, I don't know that the Dodgers, they haven't lost a postseason series since you started calling the games. And I said, yeah, Dwayne, because I lined it up with Shohei Ohtani, a unicorn coming to Los Angeles. And so really, if you could do that,
right.
So it's in seriousness, it's just been the most unbelievable blessing, one that I'm certainly not worthy of. Just keeping the chair warm for Charlie Steiner until Charlie's back and ready to call game, and hopefully that's sooner than later. But it has been such a tremendous last couple of years and memories that I'll be able to share with my boys and their kids beyond them someday. So I'm just eternally grateful for the opportunity.
Well, speaking of last year, you called that Freddie Freeman Grand Slam, and I was listening to the call again this morning, and you said Freddie Freeman channeling his inner Kirk Gibson, and you said it in the moment, and I thought, man, that is a great line, and where does that come from?
Well, I think, Frank, well, I'm sorry that you made your ears bleed twice listening to that call last year and this year. Uh,
Come on.
it was, I mean, I truly just blacked out and started screaming. It was not a good, I hate my own work, generally speaking, but it was just, anyway, I think it's just, growing up in Southern California, you know, as you all can sort of empathize and attest to, it's like we had a front row seat to broadcast greatness every single night, no matter the sport we were listening to, whether it was Mr. Scully or Chick Hearn or Bob Miller and the Kings and so on and so forth. So many incredible broadcasters just taking care of sports fans here in the Southland. And I think that moment from 1988, I wasn't yet born, it was a year away from that, or a few months rather, like having that
Same.
highlight. Same. Having that highlight just sort of kind of played every single year, it just becomes a part of your sports loving soul, right? And all the calls, right? Not just Mr. Scully, but Don Drysdale that night on the call, and that. And so that moment, I think, is just a part of everybody's sports upbringing. And so you couldn't help but kind of draw the parallels between Kirk Gibson and Freddie Freeman in that moment, and Freddie just delivering one of the most iconic swings in baseball history. And I think my biggest memory from that night, Frank, is just kind of in the aftermath of that home run, looking out, and it still makes you emotional. Like, just take you back to that night, seeing Dodger Stadium lose its collective mind and have strangers
Right.
Yeah.
strangers hugging each other. And I don't know. There's just a powerful moment. So hopefully there's
I,
a couple more in store.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your broadcasting style. And first of all, I love radio broadcasting with you and Rick Monday. And I think I saw on social media somewhere that when something big happened in one of the games in the postseason, you jumped up out of your chair and you were like standing and yelling, and it was fantastic. Do you do that often?
Yeah, I mean, I'm standing for a lot of the broadcast, and I think so. I'll share some like behind the scenes footage from the booth periodically, and the juxtaposition of my dumb self losing my mind, and then Rick Monday, 1981 World Series champion Rick Monday,
Yes.
who was just stone cold.
He was sitting.
So cannot be bothered is my favorite thing. We are totally yin and yang, right? Like different generations, different styles, like getting excited, and then like I like what kind of whacked Mo's arm, and then he looked at me in the booth, and people have shared this screenshot. They're like, he wants to murder you in this moment, I think. And so
Right. Right.
yeah, so it's really fun being next to Mo and kind of just seeing how this is a guy who has seen and done everything that there is to in Major League Baseball, and so he's got this very much act like you've been there before kid feel to me, who I have not been here before. But yeah. It's a ton of fun.
Well, now you have.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Now we
And
have
I always wonder if Steve come up with some clever one-liners beforehand, which I don't even know if you could incorporate it, when the moment's happening. Do you ever say, you know what, this would be pretty good if this happens tonight? I could say this.
Yeah, so I have just I've tried that before, but then what if the play doesn't happen smoothly, right? And so then you can't marry yourself to the line or the call. So when I talk to student broadcasters all the time, I have this conversation where it's like, oh, do you put lines in the can and have them ready to go? And I think you always want to be thinking about different ways that you could phrase something or describe something and go into your personal thesaurus, and you may come up with something really
Right.
really catchy or really alliterative, but the play ultimately has to be the play. And so like an example of that, there was a game earlier this year in Arizona, and the Dodgers they were up big, then they blew the lead. They fell down big. And then it was a wild game, and then Shohei Ohtani ultimately hit a go-ahead home run in the ninth inning. And so I remember thinking, okay, if this happens, I might want to say this. But then he hit it, and then he had the epic, he like tossed his bat and he threw his arms up. And so in that moment, it was like, okay, his reaction to the home run became the moment. And so I discarded what I was thinking about saying and just kind of leaned into that to point it out. So anyway, all that to say, to pull you out of the broadcast weeds, is you can think about that, but you cannot let what is in your head override what's happening in front of your eyes. If that makes sense.
Love it. Yeah,
It does.
absolutely.
It
Steve,
does.
we're so proud of you. We love, and just setting aside that we know you, we love it. We love it. Ball game, but off the air all the time.
You're really one of the best.
Fanboys right here,
best.
Steven. And
You,
fangirl.
you do a great job. We're so proud of you. For those of us who've known you for many, many years, keep going, and thanks so much for making time for us on a big day.
I'm gonna Venmo you for those compliments now. You know that I love you guys, and thank you for helping paving the road for me to get here. And yeah, just thank you. And anytime I could be on with KTLA,
You got it.
I'm grateful for it.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow then at same time.
Yeah, perfect. Steven, love you. Thanks so
5:30 a.m.
much. Great talking to you. Okay, Dodger fans everywhere, as we know, are really excited for tonight's game.
They sure are. Megan, tell us, talking to a bunch of folks at Mother Made Donuts in Whittier. Megan, good morning.
Whittier, where the girls are prettier. Whittier as well. And, okay, what? So my son even made an appearance. Troy boy, come get you another donut. Come get a donut, baby. Come on. I'm begging you. Work for me. You want the donut? Oh, God, we were so close. Yay! There's Troy boy, baby. Big Dodgers fan already. World Series championship.